Welcome to another live stream watch-along reaction. Tonight we're watching and reacting to Lexington SC versus Louisville City FC, USL Championship Week 1. The strike hasn't taken effect yet, so we get to watch Louisville City play on this Friday night with nothing else going on. And since we're doing Formula 1 tomorrow night, I'll add a USL game for Louisville City, so why not? Their opener makes sense to me. Besides, do I really want to watch Cody Rhodes beat Drew McIntyre tonight on SmackDown? No, I don't. No, I don't. So, I probably wasn't anyway, but, you know. Probably wasn't anyway, but, you know. No, it's not what we wanted. Probably wasn't anyway, but let's make that joke because I can. So, Lexington SC versus Louisville City FC, the first Bluegrass Derby. I think that's what it's called. It will be played. With all the noise, I'm surprised. Either way, 2 hours of football. We'll review it once it's over, and then I'll see you at 10 p.m. tomorrow for some Formula 1. And then Toronto on Sunday. Don't worry, Toronto's playing Sunday, so it made it perfect. So either way, starting 11s are as follows. For Lexington SC, here is a familiar name in goal. Oliver Semla, former Philadelphia Union goalie. The back four of Jacob Green. We have Kendall Burks. We have Arturo Ordonez and Joe Hafferty. The midfield two of Aaron Malloy and Blaine Ferry. The attacking midfield three of Michael Adedokun. We have Firmino and Marcus Epps. Up top, we have Philip Goodrum. For Louisville City FC, in goal, we have Ryan Troutman. The back five of Manny Perez. We have Brandon Days, Sean Toch. We have Kyle Adams and Jake Morris. The midfield three of Taylor Davila. We have Zachary Duncan and Quincy Herman. And up top, we have Jansen Wilson and Tola Shawunmi for Louisville City. So that's what we have up there. Let's see how this goes. Can Louisville City get to a roaring start? Or will Lexington show up? Louisville's had a questionable preseason. Lexington has been, I have no clue, but there's a lot of hype towards Lexington, that I know. 5-man bench for Lexington. Latif Blessing is on, okay, no, it is more than that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Names that are on the bench that are familiar to you if you watch MLS. Javane Brown, Jamaican international. Latif Blessing, former Toronto FC player, an LAFC player, and such. Jonathan Lewis, former Colorado Rapids player. Damn, he didn't do good in England. Either way. So those are some familiar names. For Louisville, the same. Kevon Lambert, Aiden McFadden, if you pay attention, Ray Serrano, Danny Faundes, who started a Open Cup game that we covered against Seattle Sounders. Yes. So, here we go. Let's have some fun with it. ESPN Plus for this game. And no, that doesn't mean unlimited. Thank God. It's just ESPN Plus itself. Here we go. Louisville City SC versus Lexington USL Championship. Let's have some fun. Oh, Lord. Here we go. Commonwealth Cup. Okay, there we go. I think Bluegrass Cup would have been better, but either way. In Lexington, Kentucky, the home of the Wildcats against Louisville. Should be interesting. Luis Felipe, he ain't even on the bench. From Sacramento Republic. Goodrum from Louisville. Ordonez played with Louisville before. So Lexington nabbed 2 Louisville players and brought them to Lexington, Kentucky, which, I mean, isn't too bad if they really don't want to move that far, you know. So that's not bad. 22 wins, 2 losses, 7 draws for Louisville last year. They were back-to-back Players' Shield winners, which is the USL Supporters' Shield, of course. 56 goals, second best in USL Championship. 20 goals conceded, fewest in the championship. And they got beat in the Eastern Conference quarterfinal by Detroit City 1-0. That was a big upset. Danny Dichio's Detroit City FC, by the way. Damian Loss left, Ordonez and Goodrum, Lancaster, Ownby, and McCabe. Davila Jones, Adam Serrano, McFadden, Touch, and Lambert, returnees. Shawunmi, technically a returnee, but of full-time returnee now. Or full-time Louisville player now. He was there on loan, but of course now he's there fully. Oh, Louisville City wears Puma now. How we doing, Marcel? Well, this one's out of date then. Either way, I don't even know who makes the Lexington jerseys. Those are, last year they wore Puma as well. Oh, what do you know? No. Either the second to last or first to last Adidas jersey they had. This is what it is. Oh, sporting club, not soccer club. Okay. With that being said, here we go. Here we go. What's up, Ryan? I thought USLC players were on strike. They authorized a strike. They did not fully go on strike. There's a difference. They authorized the use of a strike if need be. They are still bargaining. And they're going to play games under that bargaining until it hits a wall. Now, USL pulled some weird, screwy shit that pissed off the players' union, but not enough to strike. Now, there was a rumor that I read that said, hey, at 2 p.m. EST, wait to hear something. That passed with nothing. I spent like 30 minutes after I woke up just looking, what's going on. So, no, it's an authorized strike if need be. They authorize the use of a strike, which seems kind of punk to me, but I'm not a union guy. I'm not in a union. I don't really, I think unions and a lot of things are just, it is what it is. Either way, Semla, Green, Burks, Ordonez, Hafferty, Malloy, Fetty, Firmino, Epps, Adetikun, and Goodrum for Lexington. So, Not yet, sadly. I mean, I'm glad I'm on live, but, you know, a Friday off, a surprising Friday off, I wouldn't have complained. I still can watch F1 quali, though, so we're good. Either way, starting 11. Troutman, Adams, Morris, Dice, Toch, Perez, Davila, Duncan, Wilson, Herman, and Shawumi for Louisville City. So not yet. Do I think it's coming? I don't know. I have no clue. Oh, yeah, USL changed their numbering last year, too. So this is definitely out of date. Either way. But I knew that. Either way. Louisville City wearing white. Lexington wearing black with dark green. Here we go. 90 minutes of a game that you didn't expect me to do and that we didn't even know we'd be able to watch until 2 hours ago. And here we go. When I saw the starting 11s, I knew. And they're trying to make a point, I guess. They're standing silent. I guess this is a point to be made. Six seconds in. Don't tell me this is the whole game. It's because of the strike. It's because of the collective bargaining. These players are just standing with their arms behind their back and walk, no move, not moving. I wonder how long this is going to take. And I wonder if the refs are in on this. And now we will play. They stood firm for a minute. Now we're going to play. Okay. So there will be a game. I guess in theory, if you didn't move at all, there could be 45 minutes of stoppage time. Elton Garcia, the center referee, but they did, and they're just playing slowly, and they're going to play it short, but now we are playing. They stood firm for a minute, which I don't exactly know what message that sends, but, you know, whatever. Yes. Yes, he does. He's starting. Yep, Jake Morris is starting tonight. Yep, he still plays for Louisville. Yeah. Yes. I don't need another Cody title reign. That's why I'm glad I'm watching this game, because I think we know exactly what's going to happen. I'm fine with Drew and Randy. It would be a rivalry from the pandemic era, but with an actual audience. Well, actually there, yes, but I mean, they did feud when the Thunderdome was happening, so it's a little bit different than, you know. Again, to be clear, I'm not against the statement that they made. To be clear, when I'm talking about this game, I'm not against the statement that Louisville and Lexington made. Them standing there for a minute, hands around their back, all that. Okay. And I'm guessing it's based off the strike or the collective bargaining. The fact it was only a minute, though, what does that show? Like, I know you can only do that for so long where the refs are in on it or not, but I wonder if any of these fans got why they were doing that at the game. I wonder. That's a goal kick for Lexington. Got to be in the Thunderdome for a couple of SmackDowns and a pay-per-view, says Connor. That's cool. Hell, I don't even think you said that in the moment. Then again, I didn't have as many live streams back then as I did. Wait. No, I didn't stream till what? No. No, I did. Yeah, I didn't have as many as I do now. Could have brought it up, though. Either way, or at least I don't remember it. Either way, 0-0. But we are getting a football match being played. But playing forward. Louisville City goes through, and that's a bad pass. Canada should wipe the floor with Colombia tomorrow morning. They're down 5-0 to Puerto Rico. Well, Puerto Rico's Puerto Rico. But, man, if Freddie Freeman was playing for Canada, I'd agree. But we're going to see. I should get my TFC jersey in tomorrow. So, tomorrow afternoon, I'll have the Toronto FC jersey unboxing video coming out. And then 10 p.m., I'll be live for the Formula One Australian Grand Prix and then review it. So, 2 videos, 1 stream tomorrow. And then Sunday, of course, TFC plays. Either way. Lexington playing forward. It seems to me these guys aren't really playing with their heart in this game, which is sad because it's a derby game. They don't want to be here, do they? Then why are we playing this game? I hope that'd be cool. I'd love that. But what are we going to do with a tattoo on his neck? What's up, Ryan? Nazem Kadri is an Avalanche player again. Yep, and I'm happy to see it. Lexington loses the ball. Why do I feel like none of these guys want to be here? It feels like none of these guys want to be here at all. I don't know, man. Just wishing something wacky. I'm not really feeling this WrestleMania. I feel the same way. I haven't watched Raw and SmackDown at all this year. The only show I've watched is the Rumble. Oh, yeah, and Saturday night's main event in Montreal. Those are the only shows I've watched. Which I haven't completely retired since John Cena retired, which, you know, but I feel like WWE is being greedy. And they're not making the card worth being greedy for, you know? Yeah, you got Wah as well. I wonder if he's a solid player. I mean, he's not. He's a good third, fourth liner. He's a good bottom sixer, but he's probably better off on the Avalanche than the Leafs. He did play for the Knights, the Golden Knights as well. That's wide. So, goal kick. So, I mean, he's solid. He's not more than that. Corner for Louisville then. Okay. He's not more than solid, but, you know, I don't think it's all his fault, and I think he was losing power. So, can't blame him anymore for sure. But I don't know. Vince McMahon, I'm going to say this. Vince McMahon might be a piece of shit, but at least he cared about the fans and them being at the shows and giving them at least good on paper cards. TKO doesn't give a shit about any of that and keeping the show affordable. Vince at least cared. He might be a piece of shit and he might rightfully be gone, but Vince at least cared about the fans and kept the show affordable. TKO has not done that, but they've done it with UFC, so they're a bunch of fucking hypocrites. I guess they don't think they can make as much money on the UFC. I guess they think they've made all the money they can from the UFC, from the fans itself, so rob it from Paramount. Is that what I'm saying? And I guess they don't really care about Zuffa boxing. It's more of just something Dana White wanted to do, and if it gets good, it gets good. but it's better than Power Slap. It's a vanity project for Dana they'll get behind because it's not as stupid as Power Slap. Because, I mean, it's not the first vanity project Dana White's had. Again, Power Slap. And they just shove that shit on Rumble. Rightfully so. And yeah, I know this stream's being simulcasted on Rumble. I know. But Power Slap is ass. And if anybody's watching this stream who likes Power Slap, you're dumb. Even UFC and TKO were like Dana. They would rather have PBR on Paramount than fucking Power Slap. That shows you how stupid that is. Yeah, because TKO owns PBR as well. Bull riding. Which, at least that's somewhat athletic, you know. Rodeo's somewhat athletic. At least this vanity project for Dana is like, you know, hey, it makes sense. Boxing under the UFC contract style with the fighting purses the UFC has and blah, 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 and blah, 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 and the fighter contracts. Okay, that makes sense. And I actually think Zuffa Boxing's okay, but either way. Do I think any of their cards will be like Bud Crawford and Canelo? No, but there's a reason why they put that one on Netflix. That was Zuffa Boxing's first event, technically, was Bud versus Canelo. Which, good fight. I don't think any other card's going to be like that, but maybe Dana White will pull a good card out of his ass. Hey, who knows? Maybe Floyd Mayweather's going to have a rematch against Conor McGregor under the Zuffa Boxing label because, you know, because, I mean, hey, Conor's already had a rematch with somebody he had a horrible match with 10 years ago. At least the Conor McGregor match or the Conor McGregor-Mayweather match was a better match than why was a better match than Floyd versus Pacquiao. And certainly will be better than this one. I'm still watching it. Don't worry. It's on Netflix for free. Why wouldn't I? And I like boxing. Why wouldn't I watch Floyd Pacquiao #2? Why wouldn't I? But I guarantee you, if a Zuffa Boxing rematch of Mayweather-McGregor happened, that'd still be better than either Mayweather-Pacquiao match. Just watch. You know what's going to happen now. Just watch. I'm actually going to I'm not putting money on it, but if I would, I would. If I could, I would. There will be a Mayweather-McGregor rematch under the Zuffa Boxing label because Dana White's a greedy son of a bitch. And he knows he needs it. At least by the middle of next year. Just wait. And I'll watch it anyway. I don't know how being on Paramount with at least the ticket sales, I guess. Either way. Hey, if he's going to have a rematch against Pacquiao 10 years too late after having the first fight 10 years too late, why wouldn't he do that with McGregor? Why wouldn't he? Okay. Yeah, they don't give a shit, these guys. Which, I mean, understandable. Can't wait for Etienne to start. I don't think he will, but either way. Yeah, I agree, but I wasn't shitting on it. I was just saying. TKO is greedy when it comes to WWE. They don't think they can make as much money off the other stuff, is my point. Score prediction tomorrow. 5-0, Cincinnati. But we have a new center back. Okay. We have Sargent. He may not even play. It's not the players that are the problem. It's Robin Fraser. You give this roster to the Pirate, they would win. Robin Fraser doesn't know his head from his own ass. And yes, playing Cozy was bad. They were better with Monlouis. He's probably going to play. Whether it's with Zimmerman or they play the new center back, and then Mon Louis, it's still probably going to be better. Kobe Franklin's probably not going to play. Okay, it's probably going to be better. But this team, Gavrin just looks horrible in goal. We should have never got rid of Sean Johnson. Either way, yeah, 5-0. I expect the worst. And by the way, it's Sunday, not Saturday. By the way, they're playing on Sunday night, Adam. They're playing on Sunday night at 6 p.m. Central, 7 Eastern. So, Formula 1's tomorrow. No football tomorrow. That's why we're doing this, because we have Formula 1 tomorrow. The Australian Grand Prix at 10 p.m. If you want to be here, I would advise you should be. It's going to be fun. And you have Apple TV, so you have. Oh wait, no, you're in Canada. Shit. You have TSN. Then you have Formula 1. But hey, if you're up at 11 p.m., I'd watch my Formula 1 stream while watching the race. It should be fun. Either way. Is Shallowy a good signing? I think he is. I like Daniel. Shallowy. Always have. I think he's a good player. That whole conference he was dreaming about starting Cozy at center back and Etienne as a lone striker. As I said, Robin Fraser has no idea what the hell he's doing. And that's part of the problem. This team on paper is at least a top 6, top 5 Eastern team. Our coach makes us barely a playoff team. Well, right now we're 13th. You call the Pirate, they're going to be first. But they're going to be first or second. But at least it's only a 2-game hole. Now, if you got a 10-game hole, they probably would be about where they should be, but on paper. But they'd be on pace to be first if they had a full season. Either way, he doesn't know his own head from his ass. Fraser actually pains me to watch. They say he may. It's 50-50. He ain't going to start, though. I'll tell you that right now. If he comes on, it'll be as a substitute. And that's a free kick for Lexington. Yellow card for Louisville. Boring game so far. You're crazy. I mean, Crew played Portland close. I mean, on paper, I still think the Crew were slightly a better team than the Fire. And if they're at home, I mean, home field advantage is a real thing. So, yes. 3... I don't know if I want to go 3-1 or 3-2, but yeah, I think the Crew wins. Yeah, we got TSN. Okay. Maybe you should watch the Formula 1 Grand Prix tomorrow. No. Cleared away by Louisville. Shot. Goal! Lexington scores! What a shot! And it's 1-0 for Lexington. What a shot! It is Malloy. Aaron Malloy scores the goal for Lexington SC against their in-state rivals. Damn good shot, too. Louisville's got to pick up their socks now. 17th minute. 1-0. Got to pick up your socks now. What a shot. Just they play through. They make a run. They dump it back. Gets cleared back, and Malloy's right there, and he says, have it. Boom. Beats Troutman. Feels like a FIFA mobile goal against a really buzzing team. How we doing, son? Yes. Louisville's got to pick up their socks. Well, we'd be better with a Pirate. But, yeah, no, even with Drone Boy, we'd be where we should be on paper, yeah. I didn't say Herdman was a bad coach. I never said Herdman was a bad coach. The drone shit was funny, that's all. And, I mean, this is a better team than what Herdman had in 2023. Herdman did the best he could with that team, and he probably did use drones. And when he got found out for the drone shit, that's when they started falling off. So, I mean, it doesn't take a genius to figure out he's probably using drones with TFC. And that's why they were doing so well up until then. And then they got found out for what they really were when he couldn't no more. Either way, yeah, no, he'd be better with his team for sure, but he still wouldn't be the Pirate. The Pirate would have him first in the East. Herdman would have him 4th, 5th, or 6th where they should be on paper. Robin Fraser has him 13th. And probably wouldn't take him that far higher. Honestly, no, I wouldn't say that, though. Bob Bradley would do probably just as much as what Fraser's doing with his team, if not maybe a place better. But, you know, Aristizabal had a shot on net his first 8 minutes in. Well, it's like almost when you play an actual striker that knows what he's doing, he'll put it on net. Exactly. Same thing with Vilsant. Since when? Since when what? Over the top. 1-0, 20th minute. If you're asking about me doing USL games, I've done a couple of Louisville games every so often. I didn't do one last year, but either way. Here comes Louisville. Into the box, tackled. Here's Louisville City, causing chaos. Louisville City into the box, still has it. Has a chance over the bar. I've done some. I did not see it because I mean, I don't blame him for sneak dissing Insigne, but I didn't see it. I didn't even see the clip. I'm surprised nobody really posted that one, unless I'm just a dumbass. Either way, and it was one I saw, and I just wasn't. Either way, I don't really give a fuck what Fraser has to say. He's got balls, I'll tell you that. But if you were the manager, would you sneak diss Insigne? Yeah, but at least, you know, it's just me seeing what he did as a fan. Header! And then off the post, and then saying what the hell I think. It's a difference. Fraser coached him for what, 6 months or whatever the hell? Barely. Yeah. You can do what you want with that, but either way. 1-0 Lexington. Louisville has picked up their socks. And he pops it off the post. You know, I don't know if I... Either way, he's got balls. He ain't a good coach, though. Like, I'm going to sneak diss my former player I barely coached. He did deserve it. I'm not saying he didn't. But he's out. He's gone. He's not a freaking cancer on the team anymore. Let it be. It's not like they asked. Well, I don't know. Maybe they did ask him a question about Insigne. But either way, like, yeah, he was a cancer in the locker room. Okay, yeah, that's obvious. We know that. Cross in. Cross in. Header cleared away. Either way. Here comes Louisville or Lexington. Lexington. Cross in, header over the bar. Interesting. This game's gotten a bit interesting as it's gone. Malloy is a beast. Yeah, that was a good shot. He's talented, I have to say. I agree with that. Guy's talented. Let's see how. Could he go to MLS? 29. Yeah, no, he ain't going to MLS. Besides, he's a defensive midfielder. I'd rather have Coelho and Cifuentes. But, you know, if TFC got rid of him, you know. Oh, he played for Portland for 3 months. And then got shifted to Portland Timbers, too. The closest he got was playing for Portland Timbers for 3 months. Is Rory here? Do you remember the name Aaron Malloy? There could be a new club in Kentucky is all I'm saying. Hey, Louisville had a bad preseason. Lexington's had a lot of hype. They've been doing it right. I don't disagree. I think Lexington's done it right. They've climbed their way up to the USL Championship, and they've done well. They deserve their hype. They're a very well-run club, from what I know. I prefer Louisville, of course, because I have connections to the city of Louisville. Louisville is a beautiful city, but I think Lexington, they've built their squad very well. They've built their sporting operation very well. I have high praise for Lexington. High praise. Either way. They're doing well. You can't say they haven't. I like seeing Kentucky as the soccer state. Louisville has built their club from the ground up, had the best facilities in a beautiful city. I like where all this is headed if USL can keep their players. I think Lexington and Louisville, if there is a USL Premier or whatever they're calling it, the top league, I think they'll both be there. I think that's what they're building towards. But of course, with this possible strike and this CBA, that's what I would be worried about personally. Yes, the players have their right to bargain, and they do deserve better with insurance and pay, especially if you're going to build up the USL to another tier right under MLS or up against MLS with the Premier. USL might be stretching themselves too thin as a league with the Women's League, the Super League, the Premier, the Championship, the League One, League Two, and then, of course, the USL Cup where they have the League One and Championship teams play against each other. They might be, and that might be part of the problem, but the teams in Kentucky, I don't think them as clubs or the players are really having problems. It's the USL as a league that needs to probably push forward and accept that they're a growing league and they have to do what they need to grow. So we will see. But I think Louisville and Lexington are both two clubs that'll definitely end up in that USL top tier whenever it starts as like inaugural clubs to that tier. Wouldn't shock me. Both of them. And that's, I think, what they're both building for. Louisville been building to it for longer. But Lexington built to the USL League One or Championship from League One. I think they sort of did the step as a proof of concept / that's what they were planning the whole time. And then I think they knew the Premier was a thing or was going to be a thing. So step 1, step 2, step 3. Basically artificially promoting as things went on. But in a 5-6 year plan. This is what Fraser said. You look for good players, you look for good people, you look for people who want to be here, as opposed to someone who's a mercenary looking for a paycheck. Well, he's not wrong. And yeah, that's a shot at Insigne. Yeah, he's not wrong. Like, yeah, if you're going to build a culture, yeah, you look for good players, good people. You look for people who want to be there. Because Toronto can spend money. And Sargent looks happy to be there for all intents and purposes. So I don't disagree with what he was saying. He has a point. Just because he was right there doesn't mean he's a good coach. But that's common obvious. That's common sense. Like, if you're going to try to build a program, and this works with college football as well, you look for the players who want to be there, especially in this era of, hey, people can pay for your services, and they will pay you a whole hell of a lot. You don't want somebody to use you as a stepping stone. You don't want somebody to use you as a mercenary. You don't want somebody to be there just so they know they could be seen and then move on somewhere else, or use it as a, hey, my best days are behind me. Let's see what I can get out of these fools. Either or, which is Insigne's case. But either way, yeah, no, it's pretty obvious. I think everybody would say, anybody with a pulse, especially in football or college sports especially, would say the same thing. Who knows, who has half a brain, would say the same thing. That, yeah, you want somebody who wants to be there, not be a mercenary, not use you as a stepping stone, not, which he could have said that too, just to make sure it wasn't shade. But either way, yeah, like, yeah, that's the most obvious statement in the history of obvious statements. Cross in, header. It's the most obvious statement in history of obvious statements. I mean, what else do you want him to say? It's like, I don't give a shit who we have on our team as long as they do well. Which, yeah. I get it, but, and there might be a time and place for that, but it's more of a person who takes no prisoners on the pitch, who's an asshole on the pitch, but is a family to his teammates type of guy, not a freaking outlaw. You know what I'm saying? If you're good in the locker room, but you're an asshole on the pitch to the other team, then fine. That's what I'm looking for. But then that's a thin line. That's a thin line. Not in a bad way, but it's a thin line because you want all your players to play like that. You want, now this is the unobvious statement, you want all of your players to play like assholes. You want all of your players to have some dog in them. You want all your players to beat the ever-loving hell out of whoever's against them across from them. Within the rules, of course, but figuratively, I guess, but either way. Cross in. Header wide. But that's more of the it is what it is part of the statement. Either way. Excited to finally attend a footy game in the flesh at Yankee Stadium tomorrow afternoon. Nice. Indiana has Fort Wayne coming up soon. And Indy 11 could use the stadium, but the region is growing. And Indianapolis wants an MLS team too, so that might just kill Indy 11, or it may be. I have no clue. I remember that little scuttlebutt. Doesn't make any sense because you think MLS would want Las Vegas. Now, like if you're Indianapolis, you might just have to buy a team and move them. Montreal. Not saying I want it, but that's probably the best opportunity. Vancouver, on the other hand, if they got moved, it'd probably be Vegas. You don't want to move a Western team to the East. So, Montreal and Vancouver are in trouble is my point. Either way, I don't want them to move. That's not what I'm saying. Louisville has the ball. I don't want both those Canadian teams to move. I don't. But either way, it's been a while since I went to Yankee Stadium in general, since the Pinstripe Bowl. Agreed. Thoughts on the Yankees releasing a pinstripe soccer jersey with a Yankees logo and Aaron Judge number on the back. Fans get a jersey for free if they come early for a game in June 26th. Hey, for Yankees fans, that's cool, but I don't want, if you go to that game, I don't want that one. Hell no. The Mets one was cool. The Yankees one, hell no. I know the Cardinals did one for St. Louis City. Haven't seen the Blue Jays do one for TFC, but that'd be cool. I'd love to see the Blue Jays do a soccer jersey night with TFC as a reference point, just like the Mets did and the Yankees and the Cardinals. But I don't think, unless I'm missing some, I don't think the Jays have, or if they did, it was when they were bad. And nobody gave a shit. Maybe next year. Cross in. I do love that Blue Jay SpongeBob jersey. I do love the Savage Roy Halladay era jersey that they're gonna do. I don't exactly like it, but my mom's a fan of Hello Kitty, so seeing the Jays do a Hello Kitty figure / bobblehead or whatever it is, that's pretty cool. What else was there? The Shane Bieber 90s throwback. Yeah, that was pretty cool. I'm trying to think. Yeah, that sounds about right. Either way. Of course, yeah. I feel for Fraser because you could tell he's genuinely trying, but he just isn't the guy. Yeah, I agree. I feel sorry for Robin. I do. He's a good dude. I never said he wasn't. Header. And he knows his stuff and he has his stories. And he cares about the city. And he spent time there when they won the first time. And if Vanny ain't coming back, I guess he wanted to bring back the good days. And he really wants to do that. I never said he didn't. His heart's in the right place. He just has no idea what he's doing. He had one good year with the Rapids, and that was it. And to his credit, that 2021 season was really damn good. But ever since then, he hasn't had the same performance. So either that team was just really on all cylinders, or I'm not sure. But hey, he's a good dude. He cares. But is it passionate? Either way. I just don't think, if he had passion, I don't think he shows it the right way. I don't think he has the chutzpah. I don't think he has, his tactics aren't the worst. He has more tactics than Vanny, which is a low bar, but either way, I don't think he has the gravitas or the charisma or the passion or the melding of the three to really make the team want to. And some of these players are just ass. That is true. I'm not saying this team's perfect. There's things to upgrade on. And they've tried. But and the signings they've made, I have no problem with. It's what they didn't do. Playing for it. Cross in for Louisville. And they missed the header. But, I do feel sorry for him. I agree with that statement. least your cousin will get it. Avalanche. I already got one. I don't need a second, but thanks for the thought. Well, of course, I'll have a different number on the back, but I'm good. I hate it for Punk, but yeah, I could see it happening. No. Chris Armas is coaching the KC Current. Now, this team would probably fit Armas better than the one they were giving him to screw him over. That is true. I think they would do better than that team. I don't think Armas is that bad. I think he got put in a really bad situation. But it says something that he leaves the Rapids after having a pretty good year, and then the next place he goes is Kansas City Current. He works for Vlatko Andonovski. Like, I like the NWSL. I have all the respect in the world for the NWSL. But when you just coached in MLS, same with Cushing, and he also coached in the Women's Super League, so that's a little bit after he MLS, but it kind of feels like a sour taste. You know, I mean, you almost made the playoffs in the MLS. 3 months later, you're coaching Kansas City. You were the guy who coached an MLS Cup winning team in Cushing. Now you're coaching Denver Summit. Now, that may just be what they wanted to do, but you can't tell me Armas couldn't have got another MLS job. After Toronto, that was where I was like, okay, he probably won't get one. Now he could, and he goes NWSL. You can't tell me that he had a MLS. You can't tell me he didn't have an MLS offer on the table, and he chose that. That just makes no sense to me. Like, again, like, if all I had offered was that, okay, you would, if you want to coach, you would take it. Yeah, but if you have an MLS offer on the table, which I'm sure he did, Cushing maybe not, so I think Cushing really wanted to do it. I think Armas took it. There's a difference. I think Armas accepted it. I think Cushing really wanted to coach an NWSL team. I think there's a difference. Over the bar. I think there's a difference. But either way, speaking in Denver, but either way, Armas has had a weird career. Assistant coaching in the Premier League, Denver or Colorado, Toronto, Red Bull. He did coach a women's team in college, Adelphi, which I think he went there. So, makes sense. So it's not like he hasn't done it before. And now he's coaching Kansas City, which is a really good team. Like, I guess it depends on the teams he had, because Kansas City's a really good team in the NWSL. They've got a solid 11. They got a solid group. That's no shade on Kansas City. I think they have a very good stadium. The CPKC Stadium is absolutely beautiful. I'd love to see it in person, but from just looking at it, it's a very nice, intimate stadium, and it looks amazing. Kansas City has good practice facilities. They have a good team. They have a good positioning in the league. They have a good front office. They have good ownership. No disrespect there at all. Like, it's a good place to go. And maybe, I don't know what offers he got, but maybe he thought a team like Kansas City was a better place to go under Vlatko as a sporting director, which I don't know how good it'll be at that. Vlatko Andonovski. He's good at NWSL. National team, not so much. Either way. You know, it makes you wonder. Maybe he thought that the Kansas City offer was better, and that's why he took it. But you can't look at that and feel a little bit like it's a step backwards. Even though it's not a bad step, it's still a step backwards. Fraser's better off using a lineup generator because how does he always manage to put together the worst 11? I told you he doesn't know what he's doing. 44th minute, 1-0. Either way, just freaking, I'll tell you what to do. Shot blocked away. I'll tell you what to do, and my lineup's still going to be better. Over the phone. Put up the bat signal. I'll send you my 11 on carrier pigeon. It'll still be better than yours. It'll still be better than yours. Either way. Or just call the pirate. I don't care. Either way. I do care, but either way. '45th minute. 1-0 for Lexington. And how much stoppage time do we get? Let's see. Put it up there at 45 or 1 minute. 1 extra minute of stoppage time. 1-0 for Lexington. Louisville's got to pick up their sacks. Cross in. Louisville's been knocking on the door since they've given up the goal. Either way. $20 seconds. Normally, that's when it doesn't work. Normally, when you fall hard, it doesn't work. Even if you think it's going to work. 1-0. Pro tip. When you fall hard, it doesn't work. Whether it's just because you fell hard or because you thought things were going amazingly and you thought it was going to turn out, so you just fall harder and harder. And then just out of the blue, it just falls, just goes to shit. Point is, don't fall too hard in the moment and don't fall too hard over the course of time. Because if you do, whether she's head over heels for you or not, if she's head over heels for you and you feel comfortable falling hard, don't. If you just fall hard because you fall hard, don't. Vital information for your everyday life. I think everybody's had that experience. I think it's a canon event. I think that's what it's called. I think that's what it's called, is a canon event. Either way, we got to take a short break at the half. Talk with the stats. Get this one going. 1-0 for Lexington SC. Very good goal by Malloy. And we'll see how the second half goes. With that being said, we'll see how the second half goes or halftime goes. Sit tight, be back. But here we go. Short break, 1-0, Lexington. We are back. Yeah, that made me sick. That made me sick because I will say, before we go into the stats of that, my dad was in the Marines. He is a veteran. Was a big Marine recruiter back in his day. Got to E6. Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, that made me sick. Second half about to start. Here we go. Watching that video made me sick. That Marine was asking the right questions and saying the right things, and they broke his arm because they don't care what he thinks if he ain't going to follow orders. Guarantee you some people were like, hey, they didn't break that Marine enough at Paris Island or San Diego, wherever you went for boot camp. Semper Fi, Marine. Semper Fi. The government makes me sick. And here comes the second half. Here we go. Semper Fi, Marine. Semper Fi. Because I have all the respect in the world for the Marine Corps. Either way, I have all the respect in the world for the Marine Corps, or any soldier for that matter, especially the Marines. But they're not, they do what they're told. I'm sure a lot of them don't want to be in wars like this, but that's what they signed up for. And they do what they are told to do. But either way. Starting 11, or stats the half. 44% possession to 56% possession. 4 shots to 11. 1 shot on goal to 0. 139 accurate passes. 76% pass accuracy to 182. 83% pass accuracy. Lexington, ball gets cleared. 7 fouls to 6. 0 corners to 6. 4 shots to 11. 1 shot on goal to 0. 182 passes to 218. 76% pass accuracy to 83. 10 throws to 13, 8 touches to 15, 0 offside to 0, 0 yellows to 1, 0 reds to 0, 1-0 at the half, and the second half has begun. Let me tell you, Shawunmi's off. What are they doing? Lambert, Herman, so Donovan, Chris Donovan, who used to play for Philly. Yep, he's playing. Chris Donovan, Akali, and Lambert are on for Louisville. They picked up their socks at the end of the first half after allowing the goal. Lexington got one against the run of play for the most part. Louisville hasn't been the better team per se, but they've definitely picked up their socks. Here comes Lexington. They have a chance here. Blocked away. Didn't know Rubio family was from Cuba. Makes sense. I mean, Cubans are pretty conservative. At least from what you can tell. '48th minute. Oh. Well, I get, yeah, true. Good point. That's not where I was thinking about it, but you have a good point. Here's a chance shot. Offside. Offside on Lexington. Either way, playing forward. Louisville, let's see if they can pick up their socks. Saved. Wow. Manny Ramirez's son hit a home run against the USA. How we doing, HJU? That's cool. Leadoff home run for Brazil. Manny Ramirez's son. Well, I guess the USA ain't much of a freaking dream team as you thought, eh? Header. Oh, man, this Australian Grand Prix is going to be a shit show with his new regs. This is going to be awesome. Well, maybe not for the drivers, but I will tell you one thing. These new Formula One regulations might be crap, but they're going to be a shit show. They're going to be an entertaining shit show. So, if you haven't watched F1, if you want entertainment at 11 p.m. at night, watch the Grand Prix and watch me commentate on it. It's going to be a fun time. What a good time to get into F1 when they have new regulations that might be, at least they'll be entertaining, whether they were forced to be entertaining or not. I don't know if they're good. I wouldn't say they're really good regulations. Technical, for sure, but either way. Be interesting to watch. Either way, 52 minutes. Here comes Louisville. Here's a shot. Goal! Louisville ties the game. A roller past the hands of Semla, and Akale scores. What a lucky shot. What a lucky shot for Louisville City. 52 minutes. It's a tie game. Akale. Mukwele Akale with a goal as a substitute. Wow. Just lets one go and it rolls past Semla. Off the post and in. Wow. Was it ugly? Yeah, but that's been coming for Louisville. Let's be real. Tie game. Tie game. 52nd minute. What a shot. Wasn't pretty, but... "52 minutes of football down, and Akale scores the goal." Now it's time for Lexington to pick up their socks over the bar by Lexington. Do you like Enzo or Big Cass? I mean, yeah, I was a fan of them when they were around. I mean, I still like them now. I hope they get back to WWE at some point, at least one of them, if not both. It's going to be, probably won't, but you know, we shall see. We shall see how that goes. wide. So we'll see how the second half. And Aaron Judge hit a home run for the USA. So what, tie game or whatever. F1 may not replace Saudi Arabia and Bahrain if they're races if they're canceled. So they're cool. 1-1 tie game. 54th minute. We'll review the game once it's over, and then I'll see you at 10 p.m. tomorrow night for the Formula One Australian Grand Prix. I think they won't come back. Yeah, they probably won't. But I'd be happy for them if they did. Never say never. I don't think they burned their bridges completely. I don't think they burned their bridges, especially Cass. I don't think he burned his bridges completely. You can never say never. Unless somebody got a career-ending injury, CM Punk came back. So you can never say never. Never say never in wrestling. Never. Well, unless you're John Cena, because I don't think John Cena's lying about unretiring or not unretiring. AJ Styles, I could still see him coming back at like one time to have one more match. I don't believe AJ. I believe John, that John will never come back. I believe John. But, I mean, John Cena's always been a guy where if he says something, that's how it goes. I've never known John Cena to lie. AJ, on the other hand, I love AJ. I think he's awesome, but AJ Styles has worked people before. He might come back for like one more when he feels like it. Maybe not a long run, but one more match when he feels like it. John, on the other hand, no. No. But, yeah. Never say never unless it's John Cena or a career-ending injury. Hell, even when you think it's a career-ending injury, ask Edge, right? Never say never. In general, there are only a couple of times I'll say, yeah, they're never coming back, is my point. Or they're done. There are only a couple of times. Alberto Del Rio, yeah, no, he'll never come back to WWE. But that's more because we know they've said it. They even kicked him out of AAA, so they couldn't have to sign him back even to that company. So, no, he's never coming back. That we know. Huh? That's because WWE freaking did it to him. They told him, you ain't coming back. Not even with AAA, you ain't coming back. That's when they put the title on Vikingo and then Dom. So, no, we know Del Rio ain't ever coming back. But WWE already made that known, so that's not even a question. They already made that known. Triple H really does hate Del Rio, doesn't he? Well, you know, I don't blame him. Either way. Long story. You have to look that one up yourself. TLDR, Alberto Del Rio was a crackhead. May still be, but he was definitely a crackhead 10 years ago. TLDR. '58th minute. TLDR, dude's a crackhead. Or was a crackhead. I can't say is, because that might be slander, but he was a crackhead. So, either way, he still has that held against him. And other things. But you do the deep dive yourself. I ain't got time to talk about it. I don't think people want me to talk about it. So you do the deep dive on Del Rio yourself. But your TLDR was a crackhead. '59th minute, playing forward. It ain't my job to tell you everything. Either way, '59th minute. 1-1. Playing forward. 60th minute, cleared away. Either way, playing forward. '61st minute. '62 minutes of football. 1-1. '63rd minute. Playing forward. Louisville. Cross in. Headed away. Lexington. Holding on for dear life. Headed away. '64th minute. 1-1. Out for a throw-in. Substitution, McFadden and Mydance. Mydance for Lexington, McFadden for Louisville. Louisville making a 4th sub. Lexington making their 1st sub. And that is Adekun off. Bum, 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 bum. Alvarado. Mydance Alvarado on for Lexington. Throw in for Lexington. So far, Louisville's been better since they've allowed their goal, or allowed the goal against. Perez off for McFadden. Lexington's been trying to survive. I mean, their goal was against the run of play. That is true. And it was a really good goal. But they looked solid until they certainly, even before. But are you doing Colombia versus Canada? Yes, I will be live for... Wait. Talking about baseball? Wait. No, they're not playing them again in football. Wait. No, I'm not doing the World Baseball Classic. Not yet, no. No. I'm already busy enough. I'll be doing the Canadian football friendlies this month. Baseball, I'm already busy enough. Dude, if you saw the March schedule, you'd understand. You would understand. James Cup, international break. If I could fit it in, I'll try. But if Canada gets to the knockout stage of the WBC, I'll go live for their games and try to fit it in. But how we doing, Rory? Right now, we'll see. Blocked away. We're about to play the Ducks, a rare Friday night game for Montreal. And I'm doing a rare USL Championship game on a Friday night. Either way. Bum, bum, ba, bum. 67th minute. 1-1. Over the bar. '68th minute. Okay, they beat Cincinnati too. Okay. In preseason. '68th minute. Cleared away. Yep. Lucky goal from Louisville. Wish I had ESPN Plus. Let's see, you've still been sitting around, eh? Okay. 1-1. Yeah. I have ESPN Plus because MLS used to be on there, and I've kept it because there's NHL, Football Americas, and USL games. I have my problems with Unlimited, though. I have all the ESPN channels and sometimes Mississippi State games that aren't on regular TV of all sports. pretty much the ones against the shitty schools who nobody cares about, except the people who've gone there. Looking at you, Alcorn. Well, okay, I'm kidding. That was harsh. Yeah, I shouldn't do that. I have respect for Jackson State and Alcorn and Mississippi Valley State. That was harsh. I don't know why I did that. And the eyes of ESPN, a shitty school nobody cares about. You know, not me, ESPN. Also Toledo, UMass, NIU. Okay, is that better? Okay. The non-SEC games and the non-Power 5 game. The FCS and G5 game. And Southern. Lipscomb. They played them yesterday in baseball, Horizon League. I don't think State's ever played a team from the Horizon League, at least in football. That may be too low for us. I think that may be too low for us. But I mean, yeah, that was harsh. I shouldn't have said shitty schools nobody cares about except people who go there. I mean, in ESPN's eyes, that's true. Not mine, but to be clear, I was saying that from ESPN's point of view. Saying that from ESPN's point of view. That they don't give a shit about Alcorn and Mississippi Valley State and Jackson State. I mean, Jackson State's probably, the closest college to where I was born, so. I want to see Jackson State do well, and I love when they did well with Dillon, and they're still doing pretty well in general, so. Well, Valley State ain't far either. Valley State's in Itabena. Yeah, Itabena, Jackson State, Alcorn. It's not as close, no. Either way. Javane Brown and Jonathan Lewis coming on for Lexington. Of course, a State family when it comes to the big three, but that's the Golden Triangle. That's closer to Alabama. Lewis on for Firmino, and we got Javane Brown coming on 1-1. Like Starkville closer to Tupelo and all that. I was born in the Delta, where they make hot tamales. And they season their food no matter who you are. No matter what race, color, and creed you come from, when you're from the Delta, you season your food. You know how to cook. No matter who you are. I don't know about Starkville. I don't know about Tupelo. But you know how to throw down the kitchen if you're from, no matter who you are, no matter what your culture is, no matter who you are, no matter what your gender is, you know how to throw down the kitchen if you're from the Delta. You know. But either one. 74th minute. Cross in. 74th minute. So far, tie game. But, I mean, it makes sense that the Delta is good at cooking because it's very close. That's Lexington's first corner. And they did nothing with it. Man, I hate corner kicks. I swear to God. Either way, can we... That's what I like about Arsenal. They actually try to do things off corners. Arsenal has their problems, and I have my feelings about Arsenal, but at least they try to do things off corners, so I give them props for that. They try to score off corners and actually set them up to score. So, props for that. Props for that. Either way, I mean, it makes sense that the Mississippi Delta cooks well because, I mean, New Orleans ain't far away. New Orleans ain't far away from the Delta. Cajun cooking ain't far away from the Delta. Creole cooking ain't far from the Delta, you know? So that makes sense. 8,227 at Lexington Stadium for this game. Stadium record. You think they could fit about maybe a 10,000 in there, but okay. Malloy scored in the 17th, and in the 52nd, Akale scored as a substitute. 75th minute tie game. Oh, you might not be joking. You might not be joking. 3-0 for Louisville. They're undefeated in the Commonwealth Cup. This might be the first draw of the series unless Louisville or Lexington can find a late winner. Haven't really been able to tell. Haven't really been able to see where the away end is in this stadium. They haven't put the camera on it. At least not when I've been, of course, when we took a break. Probably would have been at the half. But either way, 76 minute. I'm sure couldn't be that far. Couldn't take that long. About what, maybe an hour or so by car. Shot save. I mean, I know Louisville and Lexington are close. Again, I mean, I have connections to Louisville. Roughly, yeah. I've been there. I've been to the city of Louisville a good couple of times, and it's a beautiful city, and I love being there when I'm there. I love being there when I'm there. So, it's been a while since I've been there, though. I need to go back. It's been a while. Either way. Understand. Totally understand that. Of course, when I got this jersey, I was in Louisville back in 2023 when we stopped there overnight after we were coming back from the Smokies, Sevierville, because we spent, like 3 or 4 days in Sevierville in a cabin, which was nice. And then there was that double night where we did the Toronto and then the Jamaica USA game in the Gold Cup, and I did that in Louisville, watching that game at the Galt House Hotel. But like before that game, I went to Louisville City's stadium and their team store, and I bought the jersey itself. Then I got it customized outside of that. Took it to Soccer Master when I got back and got it customized. And they got, at the time, the right printing on it. Lynn Family Stadium, yeah. It's a beautiful stadium. Like, I have to say, being next to it, being near it, just looking at it, it's beautiful. Didn't go in to the stadium itself, went to the team store because that was open. I think there was a match that night. I think. Friendly. Was it Frankfurt? I think. Either way. But the team store was already open. But looking at the stadium, it just, man, that was awesome. And it seems so big but so small at the same time. You know, like it's crazy. It was cool. That was cool. Like, it seems like such a big stadium, but also small at the same time. Like, I love that. I love that feeling, you know. I do. Like, it feels like a Titan, but it also feels intimate at the same time. Just looking at it from the outside. I'd love to go to a game there itself. I really would. But maybe next time. 80th minute. Louisville playing forward. Cross in. Ooh. Oh. Foul against McFadden. 10 minutes to go. But well, either way, 81st minute. Any Orlando games? As far as I know, when they play TFC, that's the only one I have. Whenever they play TFC, that's as far as I know yet. And then probably Leagues Cup. And then the playoffs. See what... Right now, that's about what I have for Orlando. Probably some... I think they're in Leagues Cup. Yeah, they made the playoffs, so... Yeah, they are. 82 minutes. But, yeah, when Orlando plays Toronto, the 2 games of that series, and Leagues Cup, and then playoffs. Other than that, probably not. Haven't even made my post-March calendar. I just have March. I've been making the calendar month by month this year. That's crazy. 83rd, 82 minutes. I don't know why, really. Either way. 83rd minute. Louisville, ball crossed, and that's out for a corner. Yeah. 83rd minute of 90. We'll review this game once it's over. And then tomorrow night. Yeah. I mean, it's still looming because Lexington and Louisville, of course, made a statement at the start of the game with their minute of not playing. Which, again, as they should do, I have no problems with the statement they made. 84th minute. I had no problems with the statement they made. But we'll see. 84th minute. But I still got to do this game. Here's a chance. Louisville shot, save. McFadden rebound. Goal! 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 McFadden. 2-1 Louisville. 84th minute. The rebound slotted home by McFadden. Two substitute goals for Louisville City, and they have the lead 1-2. Aiden McFadden. He's really good. That was really good. Plays it through. Gets through the legs of two defenders. Shot, save. McFadden runs right on it. Boom. Smart play. Smart play. Boom. And Louisville has the lead. They started a bit slow. Hell, both teams started a bit slow. Louisville was down one. They picked up their socks. And here we are. And all they got to do is hold on for 5 minutes plus stoppage time, and they're going to win their opener and be 4-0 against Lexington. From 1-2. Good play. 86th minute. Lexington. Here's a chance shot. Goal! Goal! Tie game! Lexington! Right back! 2-2. A foul. And it's Medence, Alfredo Medence with a goal. 2-2 ties the game. Louisville just mindlessly, let's see. Semla played it forward. Long ball over the top. Medence gets ahead. Should be a free kick the other way, or free kick for Lexington, but they scored, so. Handball? Handball, maybe? And it's a goal kick. It does not count. It is a handball on Lexington. And Louisville gets a stay. And it's still a 2-1 lead. It's still a 2-1 lead for Louisville. Handball on Lexington. I didn't see it. I didn't see it, but the goal does not count. The goal is chalked off. Handball. Disallowed goal. A disallowed goal, and it's still 1-2. No goal. Let's see where the handball is. And it does hit the hand of the striker. It does hit the hand of the striker, Goodrum. And that's where it goes down. So, yes, there was a handball there. Goodrum, the ball hit Goodrum's hand. It bounced towards Medence. And that's how he got through. Ferry off for Henry Scott. 88th minute. Wow, what a wild last couple of minutes of this game. 88 minutes of football. Cleared away. He did handball it, though, so it is still a Louisville win. Or winning. Louisville winning. 88th minute. Let's see where the stoppage time goes. How much of that will there be? But we have a minute to play. A minute and a half to play before stoppage time. Plays it forward. Oh, bad pass. Bad pass. Lane Hudson scored for the Habs. Well, good for y'all. Good for y'all. 89th minute. Oh, that's cool. '89th minute. – 90th minute, 1-2. Ferrari 1-2. And it's 90 minutes. Hafferty with a yellow card. 90th minute. Headed on. How much stoppage time? I don't see the board. Might be just USL problems. Either way, 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Had to calibrate that for a second. 3 minutes. 90th minute. 1 minute down out of 3. No, they authorized a strike for use if need be. They're still bargaining with the league. The PA is still bargaining with the league. And they feel like the bargaining's going well enough they could play games, but still make statements like Louisville and Lexington did at the start of the game. Point is, it's not bad enough yet, but they could strike sometime through this season. It just wasn't the first week. Shot, save. So, no, I don't get an off night tonight. So it still can happen, but not yet. Halfway through stoppage time. Here comes Lexington. Oh, no. Ball don't lie over the bar. I was like, okay, goal kick. So it's not. So tomorrow we have Formula One. 1 minute to go. If you have Apple TV and want to get into Formula One because you have it, watch the Grand Prix and watch me commentate it if you're here. Well, I mean, a lot of you probably do have Apple TV. Who am I kidding? Might as well try. It's a new regulation. Either way. I mean, certainly listen to Brundle or Crofty or Alex Jakes call it, but why not me? Either way, 93rd, 92:30, 92:40 now. 20 seconds, Louisville attacking. Lexington going all out to try to get the extra goal, or the tying goal. 10 seconds. When the whistle is blown, Louisville will win this match unless playing forward. And it's full time. Louisville wins their opening match 1-2. There you go. 1-2 for Louisville. They win. Oh, Mount Pleasant got US visa woes. It's USL, yes, not MLS, US soccer. And it's full-time 1-2 for Louisville City FC. They win 4-0 for Louisville against Lexington. 3 points to start for Louisville. So we won't get USA versus Canada in the World Baseball Classic this time. How so? With that being said, if you like this video stream, like it, share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell your friends. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification once subscribed. Send some chats on live streams. Comment on this video. Hit that hype button. Get this one going. I'll see you within the hour for the review of this match. And tomorrow, I will see you for a live watch along and review of the Formula One Australian Grand Prix. 11 p.m. Central, 10:55. We'll be live for the Grand Prix, so we're going to have some fun with it. It's going to be interesting. So if you want to get into Formula One or you have Apple TV and you want to give it a chance with the new regulations and all that, since you have it with the MLS, might as well watch me call it while you're at it. With that being said, tomorrow we got a Grand Prix, but we got to review this match first. Then Toronto FC plays on Sunday live at RSR. So there we go. I'll see you later tonight. Then I'll see you late tomorrow night. I'm Ryan and I'm out. Peace. 2-1 Louisville.